Hi, I'm Greg from AcuPower, and I'm going to walk you through a demo over the next 30 minutes. So let me share a screen and let's get started. So, what you're looking at here is Acumatica, and we are going to walk you through a sales opportunity to quote workflow. And I'm going to be taking the personas of two people. There's going to be a sales manager who is going to be finding a new lead and passing it off to the sales rep. Sales rep will have a meeting with the customer on the road, return to the office, and then create that quote that gets sent out to the customer. So when you see me with red across the top, I'm logged in as a sales manager. When you see me in blue, that's the sales rep. So let's get started from the point of view of the sales manager at the start. So first and foremost, sales manager wants to be seeing a pipeline and wants to take this new opportunity and assign it to the rep. So sales manager is going to look at a favorite dashboard of his, which is called a customer view. I'm going to search for that by just searching for the word view, and I'm going to open the customer view dashboard. So here's a dashboard coming up, which shows generally all the things sales managers want to know about dashboards. So this sales manager is going to start by looking at open opportunities. Clicking on a tile on a dashboard just takes you to the data in behind it. This is called a generic inquiry. Looks and feels a lot like a spreadsheet. So at all the column heads, the sales manager can see, can filter and sort in much the same way they would with Excel, or they could even say, geez, 7 pages worth of open opportunities. That's too much information. So I'm going to switch over to the view of a pivot table. Someone made this sales manager a pivot table. So he can now see that what he wants to see is what are the sales reps? What are the opportunities, prospects? Have a look at my pipeline. Who has got what on the go? So very quick, easy way of seeing what's going on. Now let's drill to a particular opportunity. So I'm going to go back to my table view and take that newest one right here. So opportunity 412, he's going to go and open right here, full screen, opportunity 412, Port Myron Inc. And you can see he's already built out a history from conversations and emails and tasks with this opportunity, and said, first of all, I he and I talked on at a trade show, and I entered a note by saying create a new note and say we met at a trade show. And now what this sales manager has done is said, I've made a task, and I've said, hey, Max, sales rep, please contact this person at Snowport or Port Myron and make an appointment. They want to talk about stock and custom sporting goods because that's what our company does. So that sales manager can even go so far, and went so far as to create an event, to put it into Max's calendar to start on a certain day at a certain time. So when new events and new tasks get made, they can automatically send text or emails to the particular people. So Max has gotten an email on his phone call, and he is now going to be in charge of running this opportunity the rest of the way, not just the pipeline, but let's go and make that quote. So from Max's point of view, Max, the sales rep, signs on. And remember, I said Max, things would be showing in blue when we're dealing with Max. So Max gets into the office, looks at the same dashboard, and can drill down and find the same list, but only my opportunities, and has the same opportunity and can drill into the same thing, but knows he has an appointment. So he's going to get in the car and he's going to launch this on his phone. So let's just open that. Let me just cast my screen here. So here we have Max's cell phone. So he's already logged in and knows that he only cares about his favorite things, which are his to-do list, his events, and his opportunities. So he can click on that events button and see the uh, that that he has to go visit this customer about some sporting goods, and he can open that. This can have all the information he needs, the address, how to get there, that would be the location, and can meet with the customer, can take pictures of the event, or scroll down and simply take more meetings, add more attendees to the event, take all the notes he wants right here on the uh, right here on his phone, and then head back to the office. So let's get back to the office. Uh, Perhaps later in the day, then that's when Max is going to be back at the office and look at his recents and say, where was that recent thing I was looking at? Here it is, opportunity 412. Let's start building that quote. So working on the information already built by the sales manager, uh, then Max can come back and say, oh, engineering department, please, I'm going to create a task for you. Please do an estimate on these custom engraved items that we need, in this case, cricket bats, because the customer wants three things: some custom engraved, custom built items, some custom configured items, and some off the shelf items. So while the engineering department is coming up with its quote, Max is going to start on filling in the items for the quote. So that's the details tab. So first of all, the customer said they wanted to have a couple of sets of golf clubs. These are off the shelf items, and we can find out everything about them by drilling into that hyperlink. It's a browser, so it's a hyperlink after all. And Max looks up what he needs to know of what's our cost, what are our default and our list price apps side by side. Are there any special prices, quantity breaks? Are there, how much is in inventory? What do I need to know to be able to sell those? And everything's right at his fingertips. We've got lots available and perfect. Added those two items to the list. Next is a configurable bike that the customer wants. One special bike. It's an electric bike, has a special seat. So on this line, much like uh, uh, Max drilled in to look at the price of the golf clubs, he can drill into this bike and say, I need to know about that configuration. So under the manufacturing tab, he can say, oh, this has got a bill of materials that he could view and a configuration. That's the list of variables I have to fill in to get the exact price of this bike. So here, as he clicked on that line, Max sees this checkbox that it is configurable, and he can go into the configuration tab for it. And this is where he enters all of those variables. Let me make some space here. So what size frame do I want? There's a pull down list. what color, I can set that. What options, I want an electric bike, or I want standard, I want uh, all of my different settings. And when everything is good to go, it turns from a red X to a green check mark. So this is perfectly configured bike, and we know its price. The third item are these cricket bats. They are custom engraved and they need an estimate for manufacturing. So to quote on that, remember, Max sent that task for the engineering department, and we can have a look at the actual quote and then uh, on the estimates tab and scroll across to that estimate. So what the engineering department did on this was they they used this copy feature to say, let's find the last bike we configured or the last production order for a bicycle we configured, sorry, our cricket bat we configured, or a previous bill of materials, and we're going to edit that. So, for example, they clicked this checkbox and said, we need special tooling to do that engraving. We're going to charge that to the job. We're going to go in and change the time it will take to run things, the amount of materials we need to run things, the cost of materials to run things. And what we're going to use is our price breaks. They made all of those edits and, of course, saved it. And you can see that when you're buying 50, then the price is going to be this much, adding more price breaks. And you can have as many as you want. You'll end up with different costs. So that's how, uh, back on this tab, that Max knew that he could put in a a very safe price of 4,444 for one of these bicycles. So that being said, now it's time for him to go and actually create quotes. So these are just all the background information. Here we can create multiple quotes on that same opportunity. So the first quote, it got created, and if we look at the details, you can see there the golf clubs at a price, there's the bike at a price, there's the engraved cricket bats at a price, but it was only 50. And when uh, when Max sent this in for approval, you can see that that his boss, the sales manager, said, "No, no, no, you should sell them more than 50. We want a minimum of 100." This got rejected internally, not by the customer, and Max had to go back to the drawing board. So, back in the opportunity, he created a second quote. Okay, so now we've got quote number 16, and he's said we are going to make those changes. We're now going to quote 100 of these at another price we got from the engineering department, and I'm going to submit this to my boss for approval. He's approved that. That has made it through the workflow, and we are now able to take this and either print it or email it, transmit it to the customer, and then as soon as the customer approves it or accepts it, then we can mark it as accepted and convert it to a sales order. So what you've seen in the last few minutes is from end to end, a sales manager looking at pipeline, assigning tasks to a sales rep, and then the sales rep meeting the customer in the field and filling out more details about the opportunity and creating multiple quotes on items that are either stock off the shelf, configured, or custom built to order through an estimate. Hope that tells you what you need to know. Thank you very much. See you on the next one.